I'm here with my friend Lynn with the Pampered Chef. Hi. And before I had Luke, I did some meal prep with some Pampered Chef products for my freezer so that I had some really easy, quick meals when I brought him home. And I loved all of the food that I made with the Pampered Chef spices and herbs. So I got back in touch with Lynn and said that I need to learn some more quick, easy, healthy recipes so that I can cook well for my family.
Awesome. I can certainly help with that. Today we are going to make a grilled pizza. So it's done on the stovetop. So most people have never done that before.
I've never done that before.
And it's one of my family's favorites. It's all fresh ingredients except for your dough. But you could go that way too, depending on how much time you have. But we just really like it because it is very versatile. So we'll prep the toppings first, and then we'll bring it over, cook the crust, because the crust actually cooks super fast.
Okay.
And if you're not watching it, you could end up with a burnt crust.
So we need to be prepared before we start doing.
So we'll do it that way today, and once you've gone through it once, you'll kind of get the idea of it, and you can time it better. So it's a dinner you could have done in probably 15 minutes.
Okay, great. Let's get started.
Okay, sounds good. Tools that are great for different kinds of cooks.
Okay.
So they're for, those ones that want to get a little bit fancy. We have stuff for that. We also have the beginner kind of stuff. You, Heather, with a little one at home, you want to do everything as fast as possible.
Yes, please.
And we also kind of share that thing with fresh ingredients.
Yes, I definitely like to cook with fresh ingredients. I like to grocery shop at the farmers markets if I can.
So we have some Roma tomatoes, and everything's already been washed, so not to worry, everyone. And our Suntuko knife. I have a couple different knives.
Okay.
Basically, my biggest advice for that is find a knife you like that's good quality. That will make everything so much easier.
Like, you don't need a lot of knives, you just need like a couple, 1, 2 good ones?
Yeah. Okay. I like my Suntuko knife. This is kind of similar to a chef's knife.
Okay.
That's a bit more common name. And I have a little paring knife.
Okay.
Those are my two that I use every day.
And I noticed how nicely that sliced through the tomato. And for me, when I'm chopping, tomatoes are always kind of the thing that tells me if my knife is sharp. Do you guys have a sharpener?
We do have a honing tool. And actually, I can show that to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is our honing tool, and you can do lefty or righty. Another thing about Pampered Chef I like, everything is ambidextrous. And there are ceramic blades.
Okay.
And you can see in that. So the honing tool doesn't take any metal off.
Okay.
So this is one of our new products. It's kind of cool. Everybody looks at it and thinks, oh my gosh, what the heck is that? So this is neat for taking out your seed.
That is really neat.
The seeds are actually what can add some bitterness to food when you're cooking it, especially if you're not cooking it and you're eating it raw. And then kind of all of that liquid in there is going to make your sauce runny.
Which, okay, this is a great tip. I'm learning so much today already. I'm loving this because seriously, I would just chop my tomato up and throw it in my sauce or throw it in whatever I'm creating. And I always thought, okay, how do I not make this so watery? I didn't know that you were supposed to take that out. Lynn, when you host one of the Pampered Chef parties, do you share all of this information like as you go through a party?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's kind of done in a different way. I don't really do it as a demonstration where I'm talking constantly. Right. It's more everybody gets their tools. We divide it to groups. You have your tools, your ingredients. So we're sharing the prep work, and then we all bring it all together. Do you know, Heather? Because there's nothing like learning better when you're hands-on.
Yeah, that's how I learn.
That's how I learned too, so that's why I love this job. Because I can teach people how to do things without actually showing them how to do it. That makes sense.
They're really pretty. Is this Pampered Chef too?
Yes. All the tools we're going to use today are Pampered Chef.
Is pretty much everything in your kitchen, all your tools, Pampered Chef?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I like about it, it has like a lot of weight. So just feels really good in your hand. It's
like manual food processor.
I've seen you, did you do this in one of your other videos?
Yes, I think I did.
Yeah.
It's fun to use it.
Yeah.
So it is 3 pieces. This has the lid, it has the bowl, and then it has the blade.
Okay, so they fit nicer.
Just so they fit a little bit nicer.
Yes.
And so they end up coming out a little bit more even. So I'm going to just pop the lid on.
Okay.
Oops. There we go. And up, and it's much you want.
You know what else I think I would love about this? Super easy to wash.
Yes.
Like just 1, 2, 3 pieces, right?
Yeah. 3 pieces. These 2 can actually go in the dishwasher.
Awesome.
So even better. It also comes with a lid, so if you want to make stuff ahead of time and then pop it in the fridge until later, you just pop it on there.
Convenient.
Yeah. We also have some grape tomatoes, because depending on your season, grape tomatoes you can usually find. We're going to use our close and cut. So we're just going to put our tomatoes in here.
All of them.
Just put all of them in there. So we're going to close it, and we're just going to push it down with our hand. And then we're going to slide our knife in all the way through. And then our tomatoes come out perfectly cut in half.
That is really cool.
Start them young on lots of different flavors. If they're trying different things when they're younger, then they're not as likely to become picky.
That's right. And what is the tip for teenagers and feeding them food?
Yeah, feeding them food.
And getting them to eat what you're making for dinner.
Yes, funny. Heather and I were talking about that, and I just said they were complaining about what I was going to make for dinner, and they said they'd rather have cereal. So guess what? What are you having? Cereal.
And I thought that was a really good. Idea.
The other tip is get them to help you cook. Obviously, Luke is too
he's
young.
too little.
They need to at least be able to stand.
Yeah.
My daughter started helping me cook. My youngest one, she was about 2.
Okay.
That was when I got my food chopper.
She probably loved to be in the mix.
Yes. She had her chair at the counter, and of course she wanted a knife, which I wasn't giving her a 2-year-old a knife.
Okay.
So my very first Pampered Chef show I went to, I got a food chopper because I knew it was something that she could use, maybe not effectively, but she thought she was helping, and therefore her hands were off my cutting board, and we got to spend time together, and she was helping make the meals, so she was going to eat it. So we're going to just dump that in here.
Okay, so yes, we're mixing the tomatoes and the olives together.
Tomatoes and olives together. Okay. So garlic press.
Oh, okay. And you're putting the garlic in there with the skin on.
With the skin on.
Okay.
And it is a little bit tough. There we go. But we got through it.
Yes. I love the smell of garlic.
And the skin's there.
Amazing.
So
when I did all of my meal prep before I had Luke, I was using a bunch of the spices and herbs, which were delicious. But I have to say, I'm so impressed with how they really think of everything.
They do.
They are, the people creating these tools are obviously people that cook all the time, and they think of everything.
I am not an exact cook.
Me neither.
Yeah, so
that's one thing that I love about cooking and hate about baking.
Right.
That's why I'm a good cook, because it's just throw it in. Baking, you can't do that.
No, it's cooking is a art, and baking is a science. So we're just gonna add a tiny bit of red wine vinegar.
A splash. It looks like a splash to me.
Yep. I could give you the exact measurement, but I don't really know what it is. And just a little bit of the olive oil. Almost reminds me of
bruschetta.
Bruschetta.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it smells like right now.
And I'm just gonna put in a sprinkle of sugar.
Ooh, sugar.
Yeah. It adds a little bit more, and it also cuts down on the acid.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So we added a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I forgot one thing.
Which I can smell. That's like one of my favorite things. Basil.
video.
They can't smell it.
They can't smell it. This is done. We are going to now prepare a crust.
Okay.
Now we are going to get our crust ready.
Okay.
We've got our toppings ready. So I've just got some cornmeal in here. So I'm just going to sprinkle it on my cutting board.
Okay, and this little shaker, is this Pampered Chef too?
It is.
I also find that cornmeal is the trick to making homemade pizza taste like it comes from the restaurant.
Yes.
It gives it like that good crunch and
But we're going to cheat and use Pillsbury crust.
Okay.
Exactly, and that scares me every time.
That scares me every time too.
And our pan's already been preheating. I'm just going to unfold it. This is our double burner grill pan, and it is fantastic for people who are afraid of the barbecue or who maybe don't want to cook in heat. In the middle of winter, you want that barbecue feel, but you don't put our pizza dough in there. We're going to let it cook away, and in a couple minutes we're going to flip it over. I really like my microplane graters. They're just easy to use, easy to wash, and I know it's going to work. And I thought, you know what, I've got, I think, 4 different kinds of cheese open at the moment, and one of them is not mozzarella. So why not try some Gouda and see how that works. So we're going to flip it over and watch this performance happen.
Okay.
It's a little bit tricky. I feel like I'm performing surgery sometimes. I've got both of my tools going at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're just going to flip it.
And that doesn't stick at all. It just like, it
We
flips
didn't
so
even
smooth.
Oil the pan. I think
So that's just the pan.
That's just the pan. So I just want to make sure that the cheese is melty and that the bottom of the crust has the grill marks in there too, so we know it's fully cooked. So it takes about 3 to 5 minutes per side.
This?
That would be actually slide it right underneath. We're going to add in our mixture here that we created before.
Yes, and this is going to be so fresh because we didn't even cook the vegetables.
No, we didn't cook the vegetables at all.
We're just putting them on top of the crust and the cheese. And with cooking and trying to be prepared for dinner time for our family is if I wait too long in the day to get everything prepped, it's not happening. Middle of the day. So like this, I could chop it up and throw it in the fridge, and then all I have to do is the crust and the cheese at the end of the day, and then throw the topping on, and this is a really easy recipe.
This one goes through everything, so it's just, I can't cut straight, but...
That's okay. Remember, this is artisan pizza, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
So you
warm from the pan. Delicious. Super fresh.
However, it might be easier just to do all the prep work and then come here and put it all together here anymore. We can get it to work. And of course, the people there too. So.
Yeah, it does look crooked to me.
Is it?
But not enough.
Okay. We'll get the hang of this eventually.
This is our first go, okay?
I know. It's like, oh my god. Stuff in there.
Yeah. That's really professional, like a cooking show.
And so,
I say so a lot.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Yes.
Like I'm holding my hands like this because I'm so sticky and I'm holding up tools. I'm like, oh my god, I'm ridiculous.
Grating the pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Or grating the pizza. Grating the cheese.
Didn't even know. Pampered Chef Corporate puts on an amazing few days of training, workshops, presentations, guest speakers. The new products are announced. it is so exciting, and it's kind of one of those things. The first one I went to, I hesitated for so long because I hadn't been in the business very long. I didn't know anybody, like other consultants, and it was, oh, how am I going to share a hotel room with 3 other women I've never met before?
Oh my goodness.
Never met them. And called one of them to ask for a ride to Toronto. Had never met her. And I'm like, that's way out of my comfort zone. However, by the end of the couple days, everybody's best friends. So, yeah, so we do have our conference coming up, and it's a 3-day event, so I'm basically gone for 5 days. So it's kind of my week away, and yeah, it is so much fun, and they give us so much information, so many new products. That is all given to us just for going.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for spending the time with me to teach me about some really amazing tools that are going to save me some time, and this delicious recipe, and just chatting with me and hanging out, talking about motherhood, being an entrepreneur. It's been really fun. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching this video. I hope you guys learned some new things about cooking. We're going to put the links for all of the Pampered Chef tools below in the information box.
Absolutely.
And it'll take you to Lynn's site. So if you want to learn more about Pampered Chef or any of these tools, those links will be below.
But it has actually been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm learning a lot too. I love learning as I do things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the things I really like about Pampered Chef is that you get to learn and use things and then decide whether you want them in your kitchen or not.
Mm-hmm.
So that is probably one of the things I like best about my job.
Well, I think that you would definitely enjoy your time hanging out with Lynn in your kitchen, and I know that you will definitely learn a few things from her if you take the time to do that.
Awesome.
Okay. Have a great day. Okay.